Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Pagani Design PD1767 homage to Panerai submersible. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing this major, big, chunky bullhead chronograph, and Grego's wearing my Acnite homage to Rolex Bluesy. I asked Grogu how was trick-or-treating the other night. He said he was disappointed because he didn't get a single frog egg. I said, of course you didn't get any frog eggs. The frogs are an endangered sentient species, and eating their eggs is a major felony. Grogu said, darn, I must have the death sentence on at least 12 systems. All right, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in your typical Pagani Design box with the world's nicest cleaning cloth, or as other people say, polishing cloth. And here is the watch. It's a really nice looking watch. I like it. I've done a few Panerai homages on this channel, but they were homages of the Luminor with the sandwich style and stylized curvy font. This is an homage to the Panerai Submersible, which is Panerai's dive watch with a timing bezel and dot indices. It's a fairly recent addition to the Pagani Design lineup, and so far I've been very pleased with the watch. What initially attracted me to this watch was the running second hand at the 9, which is a distinct Panerai feature and fairly rare among the Chinese homage watch world. This comes at a sacrifice, as it wasn't possible to include a Japanese Seiko or Miyota movement. Instead, we have a Hangzhou Cal 2C10, which also includes a power reserve dial. I chose the all black with the black case, dial, and strap. If you want to stick with the black case, there's also a gray dial and strap. If you don't like the black case, you can get steel with either black, gray, green, or blue colorways. And they all come with canvas straps. There is no leather strap option. The watch is 40.9 millimeters at the bezel, 48.8 millimeters lug to lug. It's 14.3 millimeters thick, has a 22 millimeter lug width, and weighs 108 grams on the supplied canvas strap. The bezel is 120 click unidirectional, and it doesn't have an insert. It's all metal, one piece. And we have the lume pip, and we have these other dots during the ascension phase that are also lumed. And then we have these other dots at the 5s, and we have numbers at the 30 and the 45. The action is kind of light. The clicks, there's quite a bit of back play, and the clicks don't give you a lot of confidence. I mean, they don't feel mushy like a really cheap watch, but I've felt a lot better clicks on other Pagani designs. But it's not horrible. And we'll see if it lines up or not. No, I think it's off just a hair. Well, you never know. It's close enough where you wouldn't notice it. Then we have the dial. The dial is black with no sunburst effect. And there are other color options though, as I showed you in the montage. And then we have the applied lume indices. We have double batons at the 12 and dots everywhere else. And we have a date at the 6. And the date is not color matched, but since the indices are all white, a white date looks just fine. Then we have the Pagani Design and automatic up top. And then it says divers with the apostrophe S 200 meters. Divers with the apostrophe S indicates ISO 6425 certification. And this watch is most certainly not certified. Otherwise, it would be much more than $100. Certification must be done on every single watch, so it's quite expensive. So this is not a ISO 6425 certified watch, so it should not say divers with apostrophe S. Then we have the hands. The hands are lumed. And then we have a running second hand at the 9. And once again, most Panerai homages have it at the 6, because most movements that have a small seconds have them at the 6. So here, let me get this minute hand out of the way so you can see the running second hand better. And the running second hand is loomed, but it's not loomed very well. I'll show you later in the Lume test. And then this dial on the right, this is a power reserve indicator, and it does work. I was hoping to show you with it run down a little bit, but looks like it's almost all the way to the top again from just me moving it around to review it. So it winds pretty easily, and it winds up pretty quick. Then we have a screw down display case back, giving us 200 meters of water resistance. It says Pagani Design, water resistant, 200 meters, stainless steel. And it's a display case back. And of course it's not sapphire, because why spend the extra money on sapphire? What's the point? You're not going to scratch it up against your arm. And Pagani Design will not pretty up Seiko or Miyota movement, but they sure pretty up these Hongzhous. And look at that nice rotor with the Pagani Design logo built into it. Really nice looking movement. So I'm happy with it. I always wonder why they don't pretty up the Seikos or the Miyotas. Maybe they figure they don't have to because everybody will be happy that they have a Japanese movement. But looking at this, it looks great. The movement is a Hangzhou Cal 2C10, and this is a 3 Hz movement that hand winds, hacks, and has a unidirectional rotor. And I will put it on the time grapher to see how accurate it is. Here it is on the time grapher, and as you can see, this thing is running really fast, plus 23. Yeah, plus 23, so it's fast, and doesn't have much beat error though, 0.1 millisecond beat error. That's pretty good. And look at that amplitude, 323 degrees. That's some major amplitude there. But yeah, it's running really fast, and I don't know if you can take the case back off and regulate it or not. I would assume you could, but at least it's running fast and not slow, because the nice thing about fast is you can just hack the movement and wait for time to catch up. But yeah, this has got to be at the limits of its tolerance. The strap is a thick canvas. You do not get quick release, but you do get drilled lugs. So removing the strap is still fairly easy because of the drilled lugs. And it's a very thick canvas, and it's going to take a break-in period. One nice thing about canvas is usually you don't need a break-in period, but this one will, because it's very thick. And I think it has something to stiffen it underneath the canvas, like some cardboard or something. I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's just straight canvas. And if you feel the edges, it feels like there's something reinforcing the edges. And then we have the notches, plenty of notches in both directions. You can kind of tell where I've been wearing it. And they're pretty close together, so you should be able to get a good fit. And then we have the keepers. The keepers are leather, not canvas. And one's floating and one's fixed. And then we have the sign buckle, and it's thick and sturdy, and the prong's not all floppy. Here's the watch and my 7.5-inch wrist. It looks nice, wears nice. Sits nice and flat on the wrist. Has a good wrist presence. I really like the black and the white. I think it has a good contrast. And if you look at the notches, I have 5 going out and 3 going in. So you won't be able to wear this if you have a super small wrist, unless you cut some more notches in it, or of course change the strap. But you should wear this if you have a nice large wrist, because I got plenty of notches going out. Here we are in the Lume room. Panerais are known for their Lume. Pagani Design, not so much. But every once in a while, Pagani Design will surprise us. As we speed up the time, we see that everything is glowing quite nicely except for that pesky minute hand and second hand. The hour hand is much better but not as strong as the indices or the main Lume pip. But the two most important things to Lume are the pip and the minute hand because that is what is used to time dives. Pagani Design, you are so close. What do I like about this watch? Well, I like the fact that it has a 9 o'clock running second hand like a real Panerai. I like this power reserve dial. It's nice to know that your watch is wound. I really like this fun Pagani Design rotor. Once again, I wish they would pretty up the Japanese movements they use like they do these Chinese ones. I like the fact that it has a 6 o'clock date. It adds to the symmetry of the watch. And I like the fact that it has drilled lugs so you can change the strap easy. What are my grapes and groans? Lousy minute hand Lume. The bezel action is kind of loose and inconsistent. And don't say divers with apostrophe S unless you are ISO 6425 certified. I don't make the rules. Do I recommend this watch? Sure, this watch is a lot of fun. It looks great. And even though it's Chinese made, I really like the movement. Just the simple fact that it has the 9 o'clock seconds and the power reserve indicator. And it just looks great. So it's solidly built. And I've had a lot of fun wearing this, and I recommend this watch. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Pagani Design PD1767, and I will be back with another review. More than likely that bullhead measure I'm wearing. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.